a dope experience with these weird ass rappers. Let me think. Cause I be meeting a lot of them just from being with Wiz. You know, Wiz a positive, cool dude. He smoke with everybody and shit like that. So it ain't really too many people ever trying to beef with him or be on dummy, cause he don't give off that type of energy and shit. I feel like when I meet a lot of these niggas, like they you know, people get these little egos and shit. They be already, like, it don't take much for them to just, like, they feeling themselves. And I understand when you come from nothing and people treated you a certain way, then you get treated, then they start to treat you different. You start to think like, damn, they only treat me like this because I got this level of fame and shit like that. They Hollywood, they got these little egos where they try to make people in the room feel smaller than them, and that shit ain't cool. Like, we all normal. I don't give a fuck. If I got $1 million in my bank account, I know you probably only, got 5 G's that you just fucking off with and shit like that. I ain't gonna make you feel no type of way or nothing. I should really just be motivating you to be like, man, I could get $1 million too. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I actually first met 50 Cent, just on the humbug shit, like him and, like, this is around the time Chief Keef and them made the Hate Being Sober shit, all that shit was going on and shit like that. Actually, like, me, 50 Cent was crazy. I met J. Cole just on some cool humbug shit, you know what I'm saying? Cap introduced her. We had a, I think we went to a fucking weekend show, matter of fact. If I ain't mistaken, then yeah, they was there. Like, it was dope, cause like I'm a fan of J. Cole and shit like that. He make hard ass music. For him to like dap everybody up, just treat us normal and shit like that, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? Cause I done saw other niggas just act bougie and they ain't got half of what these niggas got, you know what I'm saying? But they just be trying to feel themselves and shit like that. But I think meeting J. Cole was cool as hell. Yeah, I done came a long way, like, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the dopest shit for real is when we kicked it with Justin Bieber, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was at, you know, Molly Mall, the dude, we was in Vegas at his house. This nigga got pet wolves, bro. No bullshit. He got like some extravagant ass animals, bro. I don't know if he had a giraffe, but I think that nigga had a giraffe. Maybe I was high as hell, bro, but I know he got 2 pet wolves. The boy wolf was cool as hell. We got to feed him a little bit and shit, but the female was like snappy as fuck, like ready to kill some shit, like, and it was crazy just to see, like, this nigga really got pet wolves. And we go up in this crib, like, Justin Bieber having this big ass party. We went to his show, then after that we went to the party and shit. He having this lit ass motherfucking mansion party and shit like that. I think it was like not his last album, but the album before this last album, playing us a whole bunch of new shit off of there and shit like that. He was actually just like cool, conversation was normal and all that. He wasn't on no weird shit or none of that, like no funny acting shit, none of that. I think that was like one of the coolest situations, cause it was just like for him to be at that certain level of fame, you know, he in a whole nother world, you know what I'm saying? But he was cool as hell, like he wasn't on no funny shit. I think that was the dopest shit, and just being able to see, like I said, come from where I come from, to be at this big ass motherfucking mansion out here in Vegas, seeing people with pet wolves and shit. That's some Scarface shit, bro. You don't need a motherfucking tiger, but if you got wolves, nigga, like, you living. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get what the fuck, you could buy whatever the fuck you want, buy whatever animal you want, have that motherfucker as a pet. So I think that was probably like one of the dopest experiences, to where I was like, really like, damn, like, I'm out here really doing this shit. I'm out here like really fucking around at a fucking party with Justin Bieber and shit like that. That shit was crazy. Molly Mall and Justin Bieber, them some rich motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. When you find like, it don't take you much, you spend a few hours with a motherfucker, you can almost like just have them figured out, like see what they be on and see how, just from how they carry themselves, what type of person they are and shit like that. This nigga Drake, like when I met him, he was like Wiz introduced me to him just on the humbug shit, cause you know Wiz and Weeknd cool as hell, whatever. But Drake is like, when I met him, like, you know, we just shook hands, whatever. Wiz like, yeah, this my new artist from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Just shook my hand and shit like that. But like after he shook my hand, and this didn't make me feel like fuck it. It just made me really like know like this what type of niggas are in the industry, like, you know what I'm saying? So after he shook my hand and shit, he just like was damn near looking at me and looking around, like basically like, all right now, like basically like he done with me, like I wouldn't and reach to slap his ass like I could have slapped his ass. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't on that. I ain't want to turn up in no goofy ass shit like that. I'm just saying, like, that's how, like, that's what kind of shit is in this industry, like business wise and all that shit. It be a whole lot of unorganized shit going on and shit like that. And just being an artist, when you wanna, when you got ideas and you can't really like go through with them the way you want to, or you can't go through with your ideas like the way you want to, like that shit, and you ain't getting the full support that you think you should be getting from your label, from your management or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that right there is just how you like, man, like I done did all this and I can't do certain shit, you know what I'm saying? And like timing is everything, so sometimes it's God's plan to just have shit done later, you know what I'm saying? So in time, you'll feel like by the time you looking back at the situation, you'll be looking back like, damn, maybe that wasn't supposed to happen, because right now, everything turning out good. I think a lot of times you just gotta learn to have patience with this shit, because like you know, artists, when we have ideas, we just wanna do that shit, put it out, see what happens. But when you dealing with like a label or people that really been in the business for longer, like you gotta think for longevity, you know what I'm saying? And think how to strategically put shit out and shit like that. So a lot of times when I be planning shit, but it just don't go the way I be wanting to plan it and all that, like it really would just be having me like, damn, like, bro, I'm just ready to like, to the point where shit gets so slow with the music, you be like, man, I'm ready to just go back to the block and trap, bro. Like, I'm tired of this shit, you know what I'm saying? But then again, you just gotta know, like, you gotta still look at how far you came. You gotta look at like what's going around you and all the opportunities that still presenting themselves. If you just like find some type of patience and be observant and pay attention to what's going on around you. So like that's another, going back to when Wiz said, I want you to be able to follow all my steps without feeling like you a slip, you know what I'm saying? So with me trying to have you look up to me in that way, I can't be slipping, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta be a boss, I gotta be on top of my shit. Wiz helped me see like you gotta carry that shit like that, man. You gotta, at the end of the day, wanna be a boss yourself, but also pay attention to what's going on in the game, see what to do and see what not to do. You gotta be back in the cut just looking like, okay, that's how he fucked up. I know I don't wanna do that. When shit gets slow or shit get like just crazy or whatever, or your money funny or whatever, bro, you just gotta, for real, just keep God first and keep faith, you know what I'm saying? It's so easy to lose faith or give up, but it's harder, it's actually harder to actually keep telling yourself, man, I really want this shit. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? But like self-motivation, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really like a key thing in this game, like not depending on people. And then sometimes like people get caught up in like somewhat dependent on people, and then when they get let down, that's when they have a fucking moment like, man, fuck this shit, like I can't even depend on this motherfucker. But you don't even want to be a person that depend on people like that. You gotta figure out ways you could do shit for yourself. So that's really like just the whole like that go right back to me saying you gotta be able to hold your own in this shit. Like you definitely do. Like just got to be on top of your shit, find ways to have patience, and if it's really like ideas that you really want to bring to life, you got to do as much as you can to bring them to life yourself. And if you got people like big homies like Wiz, or even a label situation, like it ain't got to be a fucking Atlantic, Def Jam, none of that. Just got some type of support. Keep everybody around you just under if they share your vision and they want to see you succeed, that's what'll happen. Like surround yourself with positive people like that. Other than that, you have a lot of fucking moments like to where you just like, man, I'm done with this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I done had so many of them, it's really so hard for me to even say a specific one. I done had so many of them, I ain't even gonna say I'm the most patient motherfucker, but I just observe or whatever in the same token, but I always just tell myself, or I know how I want to boss up in the game, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think you just gotta be your own boss with this shit, like in some type of way, have your shit going on to where you ain't gotta ask everybody, you can just do what you wanna do. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we dropped that motherfucker now, man. The first time, you know, didn't nobody even know the record, but you could just hear people chanting, like you just hear trying to say it. When I was just hearing it, when I hear them saying, trying to say it, it's automatically let us know, like, well, we got something.
Oh, you got it. I hear it's legal, da-da-da. Tried it. I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on. This is why at every single session, we can't start until the producer or the songwriter or the artist got weed. I never understood it, but it's never made any more sense than it does now that I understand.
I don't fuck with Bone Thugs. I used to listen to them growing up. I'm saying I ain't bumping to them yet. So them the main ones I want to work with. Bone Thugs. Everybody else reachable.
So while they was in the back, another girl jumped in the front. You know what I'm saying?
Try to drive off.
Yeah, up the driver's seat. Like, yo, like I'm looking at her, but I'm attacked already. So I'm looking at her.
She looking back.
She looking back like,
ready?
Like we about to drive off with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? She looking back like this. I'm like, yo,